Hi folks, my name is Susie Spann. I'm a writer, a mom, an amateur dancer, a Marine Corps veteran, a dreamer, and a survivor. And this is not just a plea for money, although I definitely need help right now. This is also an offer for you to support and share in a new adventure. It's part adventure and part necessity. I think of my life as a series of adventures. I've overcome many obstacles, and I've met many inspiring people who have survived and even thrived after going through ordeals that are tougher than what I've experienced. I've even written about some of those people in articles that were published in magazines like the Fred Astaire InStep magazine and in my own online magazine. I'm starting a video series that will take me across several states while I expand my writing by interviewing people in person. Until now, I've conducted most of my interviews through emails and phone calls. But I want to bring this series to life with real visuals of real people. I intend to keep meeting inspiring people and writing those stories. Pardon me. But I have a bit of a problem now. I've had a series of health issues that have prevented me from working a regular job for 2 months. The unexpected medical expenses and loss of income mean that I'm hurting for rent money and can't save up to renew my driver's license and buy a vehicle to take my writing projects on the road. What I would like to do is work my way closer to my sons. They're grown now. They live in Texas and in South Carolina. And I don't know where the best place to put down roots would be at this time. So being able to travel between them while writing and posting my videos about inspirational people would be a great help. Once the project has started, I expect to be able to fund myself through writing about the adventures for various newspapers and magazines, as well as selling merchandise that promotes the series. There are other options as well that will provide a livable income for a frugal writer. Thank you for hearing me out, but if you have the time, I'd like to take about 3 minutes to explain a little more deeply why this series is so important to me. Let's do a real quick flashback to February of 2010. I had a little bit of unexpected free time. I was between college semesters, between assignments in my work-study program, and between parental obligations because all of my sons were staying with their dad. I had seen the East Coast, and I decided to take a real quick little vacation to see the West Coast. So I packed my computer, some clothes, some camping equipment, pardon me. I put everything else in storage, hopped on a Greyhound bus, and got off the bus in Los Angeles. I did a little bit of the normal touristy things like the Hollywood Walk of Stars or whatever, but I decided to spend most of my vacation camping. While I was camping, I lost my wallet with my driver's license and money, and I had to stay in a homeless shelter while I started the process to replace my license. I found out that it's faster to just get an ID than to replace a license from out of state. And by this time, I had found a part-time job and a place to live in San Diego. So I decided to hang around for a while, take a few more college courses at San Diego City College, and write. My first officially published article was in the October 27, 2010 issue of the San Diego Reader, so I have a soft spot for San Diego. Now at that time, I actually planned to save some money and buy a car so I could travel and write a series of articles about my adventures. Then I wandered into a dance studio. Now, I used to boast, and I do mean boast, that I could march the heck out of anything, but I do not dance. When I took that first dance lesson, I realized that I was missing something. It took time for me to realize that I needed the connection between a partner, the music, and me. So I delayed my writing plans and took more dance lessons. As I learned more about dance, I also learned about my fellow dancers. I heard many fantastic stories from people who had healed when they started dancing. I began collecting those stories, and eventually I wrote my own online magazine. So that brings us to now, when I'm ill and would like to be in a position to heal closer to my sons, while I also share the stories of the many inspirational dancers that I've met, as well as the ones that I have yet to meet. This campaign will allow me to pay my remaining bills and start the venture, which I hope to actually take on the road around July the 1st. I need the month of June to renew the license and have it mailed to me. Now, until I settle for certain in another area, I will remain a resident of California, and I'll continue to interview dancers and other people along the West Coast, in addition to the ones that I meet from sea to shining sea, let's say. Now, I hope you like this project and that you're willing as well as able to help support me through funds, tips about inspiring stories you've heard of, and social media shares, anything to help share the word on this. I've already started creating the merchandise to promote this series, so that is also an option where kind-hearted people can get something in exchange for their kindness. Again, I thank you very much for checking out my little campaign and for listening all the way to the end of this little video. I hope you have a wonderful day and take care.